All right, guys, hang in there for just a few minutes. We just gone live. We got email blast and text blast going out right now, just getting everyone who's expressed interest in joining tonight's training on here. So hang in there for a few minutes. Do me a favor, grab a drink, grab a pen, and grab a piece of paper. You're going to have some questions that pop up as we go through this process. What I found has worked best is there's a reason you guys have joined tonight's training, and we're excited to show you what we've got here. But as you have questions as we go through the presentation tonight, do me a favor, take a second to write down your question and put a little checkbox next to it. And then as we get to the Q&A, if I don't answer that question as I go through the Q&A or as we're going through the presentation, then go ahead and ask that question at the end. But we've gotten pretty dialed in on obviously how this works and what's going on. So I'm going to go mute here for about 2 minutes, and then I'll be back. But please, in the chat, if you guys could, go ahead and type in where you're joining us from tonight. Again, my name is Ben Morgan. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders here at Rocktomic, and I'll be walking you through this training tonight. So yeah, we'll get rolling here in just a few minutes. But please grab a quick drink of water, a pen or pencil, and a piece of paper just so you can take some notes as we go through this. That is very, very helpful. My COO and partner, Marco Garcia, is in the chat. You'll see him going back and forth with you and texting back and forth as I go through the presentation. He'll be handling Q&A, kind of live Q&A. I don't see the comments during the presentation. I don't turn those on till I'm done going through my piece. And we get to the Q&A. That's when I'll open up the chat and pay attention to kind of what's going on. So it looks like we got Chad Blum joining us from California. Welcome, Chad. J-Man the Plug from Toronto. Welcome, J-Man. Symnology Consulting from Florida. Mr. Ski from Jersey, or Mrs. Ski, not sure. Sadiq from Algeria, welcome. Keto Rockstar from West Palm Beach. Marco lived right near West Palm in Boca for a little while, welcome. Nutrizip from Pakistan, welcome. Kong Yang from Minnesota, welcome. And Mr. Ski, appreciate it, Mr. Well, yeah, we'll get started here, guys. Let me just take a quick mute, take a big drink of water, and then I will jump right into my presentation, and we'll rock this out pretty quick tonight. It's going to be a presentation with a special offer we've never ever offered before. So you'll see here in just a minute, but it's a phenomenal opportunity to get rolling tonight. So hang tight for about 1 minute, and then we'll get started into the presentation. Give it about 1 more minute. Guys, while I take this quick break, go ahead and type in, if you haven't already, where you're from. And then second, what your ideal outcome is from this training tonight. If you're not a client, you're looking to get started, what is it you're looking to accomplish? What is it you're hoping to solve? It'd be really helpful just to kind of get a read of the room, understand if I'm dealing with current clients who are looking to maximize their membership, or if you're all new to the offer and new to seeing what we got here, just type in kind of what it is, and we'll get rolling for you guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining our free training. For those of you who just joined, my name is Ben Morgan. I'm the co-founder and CEO here at Rocktomic Labs. I'm going to be very straightforward tonight, very to the point, not try to blab on and on. So want to keep it very, very clean, very, very simple for you guys to all understand. The reason we started this membership, as you're going to see it tonight, is that we've learned a lot over the 12 years we've been running. We recently broke $200 million in sales for our clients. Just phenomenal metrics. And we'll get into all that here. But the key is with our business model, you guys will be able to generate a highly profitable stream of income with essentially no overhead, no inventory purchases. And when it comes to supplement brands, minimum risk. Okay. As promised, I am going to share with you guys the top 5 most profitable white label supplement niches that our clients are leveraging to skyrocket their sales in 2025. As I've already said, this will not be the typical long build-up event to get to the bottom line in our pricing. With all due respect, this model will either make perfect sense and solve a problem for you, like it has for thousands of others, or it won't. And if it doesn't, we can part ways as friends. But if it does solve a problem, if it does give you guys a little bit of light into that abyss that we're staring at with this opportunity economy we're entering here in the States and soon worldwide, we believe this is a no-brainer. Okay. Here at Rocktomic, we definitely believe in rewarding action takers. Okay. So stick with me to the end. For the first time ever tonight, I'm going to show you guys a way to essentially access our model completely free, risk-free, and then obviously discuss some of the small catches and kind of nuances to how that works. But again, if you do have any questions, my business partner, Marco Garcia, will be in the chat with you tonight. And then at the end of my presentation, I will jump into a live Q&A where we answer the questions that you guys are typing on the screen. Okay. So without any further delay, let's hop right into it. Plain and simple, partnering with Rocktomic is the easiest, simplest, and definitely the most effective way to get access to sell high quality supplements that you get to brand as your own without having to lift a finger operationally and with the least amount of risk upfront and long term. So with that being true, why should you get started today? Well, we've invested millions of dollars into product, and we need partners that are prepared and willing to do marketing and sales to move that product. All of our competitors, if you go to anybody else and look to start a supplement brand, if you're working directly with even with a manufacturer, you are required to pay upfront for inventory, and they have no interest in your success long term because they capture your money up front. And there's a very important figure that goes with this messaging. Only 7%, okay, 7% of brand owners that place an initial direct order with a manufacturer ever place a second order from their manufacturer, meaning a 93% fail rate on the front end. Why is that? Well, I'll get into this story a little bit, but high level, when you are forced to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars upfront for inventory and securing a space and hiring staff and dealing with all the rest of it, it's a lot of pressure on ensuring all the sales and marketing go perfect. And so you start to get commission breath and you start to burn out and it starts to be stressful and it's not fun. And that's generally what we have seen in the industry as we've started watching from afar. And then obviously with our clientele, people just burn themselves out of the excitement because of all the upfront risk. And so this is why our model focuses on helping you start and scale your business without the risk, without spending hundreds of thousands on inventory, and just make selling the products your primary focus. You take care of the sales. We will take care of everything else from inventory management, processing your orders, shipping them, communicating directly with your clients and you, the status of those orders, everything fully automated, fully autonomous. This is why we're not looking for clients. We're only looking for success-minded partners that can help move the product that we've already purchased. This process of you making sales and us handling the process on the back end, it makes it a win-win model. Your client gets what they want, high-quality supplements. You get to sell it without the majority of the legwork. and we get to process everything for you on the back end, and we all win. So I can't tell you how many times that we've been approached by someone who just found us after starting directly with a contract or with a manufacturer and saying, man, I wish I had found you guys before I spent $500,000. I remember a guy last fall, actually down in Miami. We were down at a conference, and one of our clients came up to me and said, man, I found you guys 2 weeks after I placed a $1.3 million order for 15 different supplements. It's just crazy, the things that you can avoid with our model. So, but a lot of people come up to us afterwards and just said, man, I wish I had found you sooner. So don't be that guy or gal. You're here tonight. Let's roll. Now, briefly, let me share my story about creating my own supplement brand and the challenges that I had, and ultimately why we decided to create Rocktomic. A long time ago, I decided to start my own supplement brand, just like you guys. Supplements were in massive demand then. They're even more so today. And so I was determined to create the best looking brand imaginable. Now, initially, I was super excited thinking about how awesome it would feel to have my very own brand with products like protein and pre-workout and creatine, all with my own label. And as I started diving into that whole process, my excitement quickly started to decline as I realized just how much time and energy and capital was going to be required to get me started. So I called a few supplement manufacturers that I had found online. I got no responses back. So after submitting my information for quotes multiple times, same deal, no response. Finally, after about 7 attempts, I did receive quotes from 2 companies, and I was literally in disbelief with just how dang expensive it was going to be to get these supplements going. Here's 2 of the quotes that I received. The first one came in with an MOQ of 10,000 units at $24 a bottle. Okay, so one product, one flavor, 240 grand. Second quote came in with an MOQ of 10,000 bottles at $20 a bottle. So 200,000 for the second product. And let's be real here. Who has $440,000 laying around to buy 2 products? This meant to get my own premium line of supplements with 6 to 8 products and a couple flavor profiles. It was going to cost me 7 figures. Now, you might be wondering if I ended up pulling the trigger on these quotes. Ultimately, I ordered 8 supplements and spent just over $300,000 to manufacture them. Now, they weren't as high quality as the quotes you saw above, so their price per unit was a little bit less. But when I say a little bit, it's arbitrary. I nearly spent, on average, about $40,000 per SKU, right? So total investment upfront to start my brand before I ever made a sale, created a website, started anything, just to order the products and knew that I had started, 300 grand. The next investment I made was in a small warehouse in a suburb of Atlanta. It's called Duluth. Here, this is where it felt real, right? Where I was really, truly on cloud 9. Things were starting to come together, especially with that lease payment starting every single month on the 1st, right? $2,800 a month on a 3-year deal, right? I also spent $12,000 on racking. I put $8,000 into an air conditioning unit so the products wouldn't go bad. Atlanta, obviously, super, super humid. But all in on the warehouse, another $120,800 between AC, shelving, kick up, and lease for a 3-year lease. So at this point, I'd invested $428,800. And I'll be honest, the only reason I was able to fund this whole project up front was by convincing a friend of mine to help finance the thing. He owns a ton of fast food chains, had lots of liquid capital. But the problem now is obviously he needed his money back, right? And it's a good friend of mine. And you can imagine how painful that was and how much pressure I felt, not just to pay back the investment, but additionally trying to make my dream become a reality, trying to run this second full-time, part-time job that I was running. I had another business or 2 at the same time that I was running. And long story short, I started to regret the decision to include an investor and take on more debt and kind of do things what I call the backwards way with all the stress, all the risk, everything a little bit crazy. So Why? I just looked at the chat here. It says, why did you start so big? Just a question. I'll get to that here in a second. But ultimately, for me, it was all about I wanted to stand out. I wanted to be different. I was thinking all the wrong things, right? I thought how my labels look, the material, the like those things are important, but they're not like what make or break the experience. What breaks or breaks the experience is how you market on the front end. So a big reason why we went so big on the front end was just that a lack of understanding that, well, one, there was no better way. There was no Rocktomic to help handle the risk on the front end, right? If I wanted my own supplement line, I had to create it. And so to have more than one product, I had to do that. And to get the price points where we wanted to sell them, we needed to order a certain number to get the best price per unit, so that we could, cut our costs and have enough margin there to handle free shipping and do other things that we wanted to include with all of our orders to compete with, the Amazons of the world and all the other groups that are doing free shipping over $50 or whatever. So we just had to have the price point where it was. And so it was more about investing in inventory that we were confident we could get to sell before it expired, but not investing in too much inventory that it did expire. And long story short, again, some of these doubts just started to become realities. We'd sold about $80,000 worth of supplements our first year in business. That would have been awesome if we didn't have to float all that upfront money and pay for staffing and team members and plus just the initial investment. So I just remember how vividly kind of in the hole I was at the end of that first year. I felt up to my neck in debt with no real clear path on how to make it profitable and continue to scale out, let alone take care of personal debts and family responsibilities. I did have another job on top of this, so really literally zero time on my hands between maintaining a day job and growing my supplement business. And I just wondered, like, how can anybody do this and find success? After all, even after I had sold all of my supplements, I'd have to rebuy another batch worth, right? Another 300 grand. If I sold everything, I'd still need to have more so I didn't run out. And so my scale with a traditional role, traditional mode of business would literally prevent me from ever paying off the debt because I'd always be continually buying more product. The more success, the more product I had to have. And so that game we were always playing was just super, super frustrating. So after telling my investor, when I called him and just said, hey, look, like, here's where we're at. Here's what's going on. Here's my stress. Here's what I'm dealing with. I'm not sure how I'm going to get you paid back. He goes, and it sounds like you really have something special here. And I thought, man, you just didn't hear anything I just said. Like, I'm stressed. I'm not sleeping. He goes, man, what you should do, Ben, is you should help other entrepreneurs avoid the same pitfall and stress that you're feeling right now by creating your supplement brand and just build a business around helping supplement brands avoid that stress. And at first, what he said didn't really make sense. I wasn't in a place where I could hear him. But as I started thinking more about it, I eventually had that aha moment that ends up changing my life and now thousands of others, as well. And that led to us changing the lives of a lot of different people. And so we're just super excited about that story and that kind of how everything turned out. And it's near and dear to all of our hearts. But ultimately, we made it our goal to make sure other entrepreneurs don't have to go through that pain, the struggle, the sleepless nights, the endless energy and time spent creating a brand, managing inventory, dealing with orders, handling returns, damaged bottles that come in from the manufacturer, getting them swapped out, how to handle any issue of stress that came up. I knew there had to be a better way, but there wasn't. And so we decided to create it. And that's when we launched Rocktomic. And I knew that if I had a way to help our clients simply focus on selling their products while we handle virtually everything else, it would be a win-win. And that's what we did. And that's why, as of 2024, Rocktomic is now 443rd on the Inc. 5000 for fastest growing companies in America. But even more importantly than that, it's now helped us help over 25,000 entrepreneurs just like yourselves now reach over $200 million with our platform. And the kicker is they were able to keep a huge portion of this as their profits, since we eliminated the following. We eliminated upfront inventory purchases, eliminated monthly warehousing fees, eliminated large upfront branding fees, eliminated upfront labeling fees, and prepaying for labels and having rolls of labels on in storage, eliminated crazy upfront funnel or online store fees. With my brand, I paid over $8,000 just to have the website created when I launched. Okay, just for the website, not uploading my images to the website, not any of the back end integration. Just getting the website operational was $8,000. But instead, what we offer our clients is no inventory purchases up front, no monthly warehousing fees, fully automated drop shipping, no additional branding fees. Our option tonight, one of them you'll see, has every single label included, which is pretty awesome. On-demand label printing, meaning you're not having to store hundreds or thousands of labels. We can just print them on demand as the orders come in, so we're not wasting supplies and wasting space. We have no additional online store design fees, and all of this is just handled in one place. So those of you who had done any research as I had done, or for those of you who maybe tried to create your own supplement brand in the past, let me ask you this. How many suppliers exist in the market today that can provide all those features in a simple to use platform? When I did my research, obviously there were zero. But for you guys today, there's really only one, and it's Rocktomic Labs. Okay, we are the sole entity that can help brands like yours start and skip with limited risk and no inventory purchasing up front. So that's the big differentiator. So let's walk into a case study that one of our clients. This client generated over $2 million with our business model. He's a doctor. He sold SKU 817, which is a sleep formula. And what's amazing is that all his sales were generated off of this single SKU. And the majority of those sales were from his online store, not his practice. He built his brand by creating useful YouTube and TikTok content. And that's something anybody can do. We've also had clients who have sold 3, 5, 10, 17, 24, 36 $1 million. Okay. Some of those numbers, the 3 million, 5 million, even 110 million just in 1 year with our model. So it's pretty phenomenal, but let's drop into this first product here. Bear with me here. Case study. Well, how did he get those sales? Let's walk into that. Now, you'd be shocked how simple his model was. We asked him what his sales and marketing process looked like. He said he would run cold traffic ads in tandem with his YouTube and TikTok posts to his website. From there, he produced a 10-minute VSL clearly explaining the problem. He would then agitate that problem and then present the solution, which was his supplement. After he talked about the net benefits of solving that problem in a creative way, then he maximized profits for clients. That was the next step. So he presented 3 different ways to buy his product. First, you could buy 1 bottle. Then he offered a 3-bottle unit with a discount. And then he offered a 6-bottle unit with an even larger discount. Doing this, it really helped him increase his LTV, or lifetime value, of each customer, while simultaneously decreasing his CAC, his CAC, or his customer acquisition cost. It also meant and made the customer focus on how many supplements to buy, instead of thinking, do I want this product? Yes or no. It's, do I want a 1-month supply, a 3-month supply, or just a 6-month supply, right? Now, I want to show you how one more bonus marketing strategy. This is from one of our clients doing multiple 7 figures in annual profits. This is called a Tripwire. Now, if you're able to apply this principle to your supplement brand, I can promise you guys can make a lot of money from it. This is a marketing technique used by the majority of our top clients, and it's incredibly valuable in terms of scaling your brand. The number one goal of a Tripwire is to help you acquire customers at break even or even better. Most people don't think about spending $10,000 just to make $10,000 back is a big win. But when you own a supplement brand, it's beyond profitable for you long-term, as you don't have one-off sales type business. If you do your job right, people aren't going to buy just one from you at a time. They're going to buy from you month after month, or if you offer bulk bundles, in excess, repeatedly. So here's how it works. You drive people to your supplement website with your paid ads, your Facebook, your Google, your YouTube, your TikTok, etc. You want to offer them one of your most valuable products at a crazy low price just to get them to buy from you. After that, then you create an upsell option to buy more products, preferably as a bundle. Now, if they don't take the bundle, no worries. At least you won a new customer. And it's your job to blow their socks off, right? While continually offering them value in the future. This could be with a free diet plan. It could be recipe ideas. It could be workouts that complement the supplement they bought. It could be a video explaining the benefits of your supplement. The point is to stay in contact with them and make them like you. If you do this, they'll keep buying from you month after month after month, which skyrockets your return on ad spend. You might not break even immediately or right away, but in time, if you brand things correctly and you do things correctly with different strategies, the Tripwire can really, really stack for you. Here's a Tripwire that everyone's familiar with. Costco famously sells their rotisserie chickens for $4.99, and they lose money on each one. Okay, but there are several strategic business reasons for this practice. They call this a loss leader, meaning the chickens are deliberately priced below cost to draw customers into the store where they'll likely purchase other higher margin items. Most people don't go to Costco to pick up a chicken. They go to Costco to pick up a chicken with their other items. Okay. Store positioning. It also helps reinforce Costco's brand image as a place for good value, which keeps members renewing their annual membership. Costco's memberships account for over 50% of its annual profit. So think about that. Pretty crazy. Customer loyalty. The consistent $4.99 price point has remained unchanged for years despite inflation, creating goodwill and expectations amongst their customers. Now, this is a perfect example of a Tripwire. It gets people to buy, to get value for their money, and then to be way more open to buying higher priced items from you, right? Or from them. Now, this strategy you can definitely deploy with your supplement brand. Now, who better to model in your supplement business than one of the best e-commerce entrepreneurs all time, Jeff Bezos. Amazon is another example of a company that really leverages Tripwires. Whenever you buy a product, they also offer you bundles, complimentary products, and deals for buying multiple products. If you really want to be successful in creating a supplement brand, mastering a Tripwire is key, and you should launch with that in place. Now that brings us to you. So let's quickly each just take a second and think about why you joined tonight. What is it you were looking to accomplish? I can imagine for most of you, it's about creating more financial freedom, having more time with your family, taking that big trip, doing X, Y, Z, just planning for the future. A lot of our successful clients talk about how they dreaded going into work every day, just building somebody else's dream. I'm a serial entrepreneur on multiple businesses, doing what I do. It's sometimes hard to explain to anyone the amount of effort that you actually have to put in as an entrepreneur. It's not the easiest. It's not easier, right? You can typically make more money faster, but you're working harder. But it's more fulfilling, right? That's what I've learned. And so the beauty of Rocktomic and why I'm so passionate about helping other entrepreneurs is I get to help them check those boxes: more freedom, more passive income, more time with their family, more enjoyment building what they're building, helping people to understand systems and automation and the benefits of repeat customers and just providing that kind of hand-holding to the process is just super, super fun for us. And we get to help you guys create something special that's your own. And so you don't have to go push affiliate offers or help, other people, get rich and get wealthy. Now we have thousands of success stories, guys. Here's a few of you I just want to share. Just want to thank the good people at Rocktomic for helping making this dream come true. We're just getting started. Thank you to the Rocktomic Labs team for making my dreams become a reality. Hey guys, thought I'd share this with you. There are lads starting. These are the lads I started sponsoring. They just got my first sponsored WBC champion. Thanks, Rocktomic, for getting me started, showing me what's possible. I have another guy who's fighting on BT Sports next month. That brand authenticity this creates should be next level. Just want to say thanks to the Rocktomic team. They've been nothing but helpful and have made this a very easy process to get going. Super close to launching and going live. Just finishing the website and I'm good to go. So how can you start your own supplement brand with Rocktomic Labs tonight, and why should you? Well, we have a very, very special offer and a very, very special price point, but we are limiting that access once again this week simply because we can't onboard everybody with this level and the amount of things that you're getting. We have to limit the access to ensure it goes smooth. And so action takers get the reward. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just break down the membership for you so that you can clearly understand the unbeatable value you're going to get by partnering with Rocktomic and starting your brand tonight. Now, if you go to rocktomic.com and select our pricing option up top, you'll see our memberships run for $5K for our lifetime or $15K for our VIP plus lifetime. But that's not what you're going to pay tonight. And since you've taken action and listened to this point, again, we're looking for partners who are willing to take action and make sales, because as you make sales, we all make money. That's our goal. We have millions of dollars of inventory sitting that we've already paid for, and we need it to move. So we want to incentivize you to come get started with us, get your brand going, and launch as soon as 10 days, as slow as 90 days. It's really up to you as fast or slow as you want to go. But the reason we want to do this is we really don't make a dime on the front end, right? Acquiring customers, clients, creating brands for you, doing all the work that's required is not a money maker. We make money when you make sales. Same as you. You will make no money during the setup process, typically, right? We have had people do pre-sales during their launch and make enough money to cover the cost of membership, but it's not what we recommend. Right? Unless you have a huge following, you could definitely do that. Hey, I'm launching this thing, blah, blah, blah. But because we pay, for tens of millions of dollars of inventory, we pay for the web designers to complete your Shopify stores, your labels get printed, designed, done, completed, formatted, reviewed for claims and things that the FDA may have problems with, right? We go through all that regulatory with you. We have your products labeled, packaged, so they're ready to ship to your customers. We, pay for insurance to store and keep the product secure. The truth is, we will all make money when you start to actually sell products, right? So why do we give away so much on the front end? Well, so you can focus solely on selling your own products, which is where we all win. So with that said, here's the two offers. With special offer 1, you're going to get access to sell 20 of our white label products with one 3D mock-up per label and regulatory compliance on those 20 SKUs. Now you can select any SKUs from the catalog, but you get access to 20 with this membership. If you want 5 more, it's $197 for 5 more labels. That's $40 per label. What that includes is a digital rendition of your product with your label on the bottle. So you can put that on your website. So you can put that in your ads. That includes the regulatory compliance of that label to ensure that we're not breaking any FDA regulations. And it includes your approval on the design of those. So once we get your first 20 done, we kind of have a label template design that we'll stick true to for your brand. And then when you add new SKUs, we just duplicate what we've already approved and created so everything stays in line. So 20 of our products, lifetime pricing, VIP lifetime pricing, which is our second lowest pricing tier. You get no MOQ or minimum order quantity on any of our PLDS white label supplements. You will get lifetime access to our entire private label catalog with no inventory purchases. You get a done-for-you Shopify store and online store setup and API integration with unlimited product uploads. You will get access to our second lowest pricing per SKU and boost your margins from day one. You'll also get access to our private label bulk order program, access to our custom formula program, access to our exclusive step-by-step onboarding so that you can follow on your own and at your own pace to both create and launch your supplement brand. You'll get access to our full support team and our ticketing system so you can track any questions that you have. Every single request is issued a ticket number so that we can track our staff's compliance and processing of your questions and answers. Full access to our document templates for online store compliance, access to our full MSRP report where you can see what is the price that these products are selling for across Rocktomic and what are the best sellers, which is our top 25 best sellers list. You get access to that as well. Access to our exclusive cost of goods and profit margin calculator. Access to our inventory report, which updates automatically twice a day and shows the available product inventory levels. So in stock, low stock, or out of stock. If it's low stock, we ask you to pause any new orders until it's back in stock. But if it's out of stock, obviously those orders, if you're selling it still, we still will, those orders are always coming in. The products are always coming in. So we will still honor the order, but if it's multiple items and that item is out of stock, we split the order and ship off the first part and then ship the second one when it comes in, if that's how all that works. So that's offer one. You're also going to get these 4 bonuses with offer one. You're going to get access to our funnel template library, which is basically, if you've heard of ClickFunnels or funnels, it's just a different sales strategy. If you think about a funnel, it's wide at the top, it's narrow at the bottom, and you're kind of funneling people down the sales process, teaching them about why they should buy when they get to the bottom. And so your job across that funnel is to convince them why they should buy. So we've gone through multiple brands, some big 7, 8, 9-figure brands, as well as some of our clients' brands, and just made copies of their working funnel so that you can replicate their success and replace their image and copy with your own, but keep the formatting the same so that it's all smooth. So that's included. Second bonus, you get access to our product information database. This gives anywhere from a 3 to 5 page research paper on every single product, which covers every single ingredient and benefit to the ingredient. Okay, with cited sources. Really, really cool. Can help you learn a ton about the SKUs that you select and become expert on those products. Bonus number 3, access to our onboarding boot camp. This is a weekly boot camp that you'll get access to with this membership. You join right on these lives with Marco, and he walks you through these different things. We have other speakers from time to time as well. Now, number 4, it also includes a $2,000 PLDS product voucher, which makes this membership essentially free. Okay. Normally this membership is $49.97. Tonight, 60% off, $19.97 for this plan. You pay that tonight, and then you get a $2,000 product voucher included in your membership. Again, that is good for the cost of product on your PLDS order. It's not for bulk. It's not for ordering a custom formula. It's to handle your sales that you make. Again, we're looking for success-minded partners that make sales. So we attribute this credit directly towards the cost of your supplements, your catalog cost of the supplements, to offset that. So that's option number 1. Okay. Option number 2 is this one. Now, this is for people who are serious about really building a super profitable supplement brand. You're going to get everything I just mentioned, plus you get access to sell all 140 of our white label products with 1 3D mock-up per label and regulatory compliance. You get our VIP Lifetime Plus pricing, which is our lowest pricing tier. You also get 3 really distinct coaching calls. One is with our COO, Marco. One is with our product head consultant, Naveen Khan. And one is with our marketing expert, Daniel Luca. This includes an additional $1,000 for the product voucher. So $3,000 total on this one in product voucher. You get the fast track pass, which means you launch your supplement brand quicker because you skip the line for logo and label design. You go to the front of the line. So as soon as you're ready to get them done, they're done. Lifetime access to our private marketing mastermind. We normally charge $197 per month for that. You're given lifetime access to that group. And then you will also receive a TikTok store account setup and creation. It's a TikTok store account setup and creation. Now, normally, again, $14,997 for this. We're dropping it 77%, guys. Best price we've ever offered the all-in-one membership. Last week, if you were on this webinar or even within the last 2 weeks, this was at $49.97 is what we were selling at on the webinar, down to $34.97. Okay. But here's what's awesome. Let me get to here. All right. So if you go to rocktomic.com/offer, you need to type in www. Excuse me. One second here. OFFER. All right. So let me bring this up here. This is just a second window here. Just want to kind of browse this with you so you can see exactly what we're looking at. So if you click on buy now on either one of these options, it'll take you into this screen here. Now you can pay with a credit card. We also have finance options available for you. With Affirm, you can do 6 interest-free payments of $332. Now, Affirm has to approve you for that, so you can get that done. If you have any issue getting approved with Affirm, you can also look at Afterpay. Afterpay has interest after their 4-month option. I think it's 6 or 7%. Yeah, 6.99% APR on 6 monthly payments of $332 or 12 payments for $166. Again, low interest, but you can get it all set up tonight if you don't have the cash on hand. The other option is obviously just pay with card. You put in your card number, your name, and go. That's it. Okay. But you also have these other options here that are available to you. Now that's that first option. The second option, close that one. Second option, if you do buy now on this option, total amount due $34.97. You don't want to ever add this because you already have the fast track pass, which is normally $197. You could add this on the other one. If you just click add to order, it adds it. But here, Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna. Okay, again, on Affirm, pricing's a little different because it's a different amount. Afterpay, 6 months or 12 months. And Klarna, a 3-month, a 6-month, a 12-month, an 18-month, or even a 24-month option on this higher plan. Okay. Pretty awesome. We've never offered anything like that before. Everything all in. You can literally save $1,500 off what it was just last week. And we're just testing to see how this rolls from here. So I'm going to hop in now to the question that you may have, but basically to get rolling, guys, just www.rocktomic.com/offer. Select the plan that's best for you. That's either the $19.97 option, click buy now, or the $34.97 option, click buy now. Again, if you do the $19.97, you're not getting the meetings with Marco, Naveen. You're not getting the meeting with Daniel. You're not getting the extra $1,000 credit towards your products or towards your sales to offset your acquisition cost. But either way, essentially, we're talking about a free membership, guys. $19.97 with a $2,000 or $34.97 with a $3,000 credit, 3 one-on-one consultations, every single product, lifetime access to our marketing mastermind, and the TikTok store. That's massive. Okay, TikToks alone, we're selling for $14.97 for current clients, and they go to upgrade those. Again, our goal is not to not to handle all this stuff in the middle. We're simply trying to help you get to the point where you can start to make sales so that we can all make money. We break even on front end acquisition. That's our goal. That should be your goal as a brand owner as well, through Tripwires and other strategies. And then as your clients reorder, you make money, and you've covered the cost of that acquisition. Our model is set up exactly the same way. There's a ton more work included at this price point. So all that said, guys, I am going to go ahead and get over to the Q&A. I'm going to take a quick drink because I was rambling for about 40 minutes. And then I'll be back here in about 1 minute, and then we'll get into the Q&A. Give me just one moment. All right, guys, thank you so much. What questions do we have? I'm going to try to just start from the bottom up. It looks like Marco's been in here answering a lot of this kind of as we've gone through. So if there's any new questions, I'm looking at 8:47. Marco sent a text at 8:47. If you have new questions that you have not had answered yet by me or by Marco and you need them answered, please type them in. Anything after 8:47, I'll go ahead and start discussing and handling those questions one-on-one. If you are having any issues during checkout, guys, looks like some of you might be having some issues at checkout. If that is you, simply let us know, and we can send you a direct link to your email as well that might work better. So, yeah, let me know if that is needed. How is shipping, import, tariffs for Canadian orders? So, Dan, all that's handled obviously automatically. We use a software called ShipStation. And so we set up ShipStation. if the end user is in a territory where there's tariffs or any of these other things, all that stuff is handled through the system. It'll track that. Obviously, things that are getting imported, exported. Most of the Canadian stuff, it looks like, based off today's news, should be going away here pretty quickly. But during this slight piece here, all that gets figured out electronically and automatically for both of us. And so if there's a tariff charge on an order that's going in, you can see that on the front end for you based off where the orders are coming in at, and you'll have to adjust for that pricing and what you're selling it for online if you want to have a similar margin post tariff cost or tariff strategy. But the shipping cost into Canada is already listed in the catalog. Marco can share the catalog and did already here. You can click on that link that he has, or highlight it and then paste it into your, I think I can highlight it for you right here. Let me show it on the screen right there. There's the link. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. So there's no surprise fees for the client after they order online. Then never. No, there should not be. That's up to you, Dan, and for all of you when you're doing your store setup in terms of those types of things. It's all in the setup of your Shopify or WordPress site with the integrations with ShipStation and all those things. So all that gets handled, and there's no fees. There should be zero surprise fees for your clients. When they're checking out, that's the price that hits their card. That's how you have to do it. There should be no surprise fees. If things get caught up in customs because you didn't charge the fee accordingly or didn't have it on the order, if those aren't getting added, then that fee hits you, not your client at the end. But we help with that process to be sure everything's hooked up. We have a lot of clients who do sell up in Canada, and a lot of stuff that goes in there. Dan asked another question here. Can you talk about the custom formulation program? 100%. Thanks, Dan. I didn't go into that very much tonight. So our custom formulation starts at 288 units. So you have to order 288 units. That's the lowest MOQ that you can do for a custom run. We can do all kinds of things custom. There are certain things that require more units. I don't think, Marco, can you type in the chat what the custom formula on gummies, what the quantity is? I believe it's higher than 288, but it might be the 288 still. I don't remember. But yeah, you meet with Naveen Khan. He's our product consultant. He'll go through the creation formulation that you're looking at. If you already have one in mind, he can go through it and make some, say, hey, great breed here, or hey, let's make some tweaks. Here's why I recommend the tweaks. But yeah, let me know if that answers your question. But you do have to order 288 units. You typically make a deposit at the time of order, and then the rest of the order is paid for before it gets released from our contract manufacturer. So all that is paid for up front. That's not a PLDS. That's not you selling the supplements that we've already produced and manufactured. That's you creating and manufacturing your own product. So that's there. What happens if there are customer issues like a reaction or issues with the supplement? So Jess, great question. All manufacturers in the US that use GMP and FDA registered facilities are required as a manufacturer to carry insurance through the life of the product. And that remains true with all of the products in our inventory and in our catalog, meaning not even Rocktomic's insurance, not your insurance, but the manufacturer insurance goes through to the end user as long as the product that is being consumed is still good. Meaning, as long as we're not selling expired products, things are good. We never do that. We have minimum requirements on all those types of things. But if something happens, Jess, you will have you can obtain, I should say, for every single product that you're selling, a COA, a certificate of analysis on the product. And then if there's any issues, you let us know and we get you in touch with the legal department for from the manufacturer to get the insurance certificate so you can file a claim and start that process. We've never had a claim ever. Typically what happens is maybe someone is intolerant to something they weren't aware, and they try something new and they break out in hives or whatever, but it's not we haven't had any issues that have been, no people stop breathing or anything crazy like that. But if there is any issues like that, you need to go ahead and create a ticket, and we connect you with the correct person to deal with that issue. Custom gummies, we can outsource 2,500 on the low end up to 5,000 units on a high end. So if you want to do a custom gummy with mushrooms and nootropics and all these other things inside of them, you can do whatever you want with those types of things. It just comes down to MOQs. Dan, I'm in Canada, and at checkout, there is no payment option, just PIF. And it's because I'm in Canada. Not sure, Dan, but why don't you email Marco? His email, I'll type it in the chat here, m.garcia. Which plan did you want to go with, Dan? And we'll send you a direct link so you can just pay that directly. m.garcia@rocktomic.com. Let us know if you want the 1997 or the $34.97. We can get that connected for you. I just typed in max, the big plan. So $34.97. Marco, can you email me, Dan, or email Marco? My email is b.morgan@rocktomic.com. Oh, I misspelled it. I don't think I can edit it. Nope, but I can delete it. b.morgan@ Rocktomic. Delete the comment off of Facebook. Get that bad one out of there. All right, there's the correct one. Yeah, email me, Dan, or email Marco, and we'll get you a direct link right now. Dan Drynan. All right, guys. What other questions do we have, guys? Looks like a lot of you in the checkout links right now. We take a quick chat here. I'm going to go on mute, and Bobby, go ahead, and I want $33.98. $33.98. You're $99 off, Bobby. But email me, Bobby, and I can send you a link if you need that. Is there any liability? Rich, so the liability you have as a brand owner is the claims that you're making in your advertising and marketing efforts. If you're saying your product cures cancer, or you're selling a male enhancement product, for example, and you're saying it, it makes big changes that maybe it isn't proven to do. If you're making claims that can't be proven, or are against FDA regulations and guidelines, we do go through on the label itself a regulatory review, but you do have obviously some liability when you're out doing marketing and advertising to be sure you're not saying things that are inaccurate or misleading or false, knowingly false. And so as long as you're above board in those regards, good. But when you do get your insurance for your LLC, like your business insurance, we always recommend getting some advertising insurance. We have that as well, just as a baseline protection, to protect against any unforeseen issue. So hopefully that helps. The card payment is full, available in Canada, but you can try these links. And Drynan, yeah, the Klarna and all that stuff's only for available financing wise for people in the US. Just one moment. Guys, you guys are going through this here. What questions do we have? Got two of the plus lifetime memberships available and 3 of the smaller 1997 memberships available. So I'll have 2 at $34.97 and 3 at $19.97. Jess says, I'm a brand and visual designer. Can I design my own and just get some assistance with the specifics for FDA, et cetera? Yes, Jess, 100%. You can do your own. It doesn't impact the price. Like if you're doing your own, it's the same regulatory fee. So the fee we would normally charge to handle the production and regulatory compliance just goes towards the regulatory compliance for your 20 or for all if you're doing the bigger package. But yes, we do have a do your own label type process. There are some people that have done that, and it'd be really cool to see what you do. There's always a little bit of a lag, guys, but I'll go ahead and wait for any additional comments. I think I'm caught up through Marco's last comment at 8:59 p.m. Bobby, I have not seen an email yet from you. I don't know if you sent one to Marco yet. Let me pull this down here. Take a quick look at the email. I have not seen any emails yet. So Bobby and Dan, I haven't heard from either of you. Maybe you emailed Marco, and that's totally okay. But let us know if we can help you guys. That would, if you guys both roll, that would finish the $34.97 offers for the evening. Any of you that are hopping in, these are the 2 offers that we have tonight. Special offer number 1 is $19.97. It comes with a $2,000 product voucher, and you get access to sell 20 of our products. You select which 20 products, so any 20 you want. That's it. Offer number 2, $34.97. You get a 3K product voucher. You get to sell all 140 of our products, and you get the TikTok store set up at $34.97. Simply visit the www.rocktomic.com/offer. Be sure you type in www or the link will not work. Seawick Bloom. Whose email starts with Seawick? Seawick. If that's you, please let me know. I'm going to send you a direct link checkout. Hold on just a moment. Let me go on mute while I work on that, guys. Just hang tight. going to have some background music playing for us while I'm on mute. So hang tight. I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you so much for your patience. Back to the questions here and comments. All right, so Chad. Blum is Chadwick Blum. There you are, Chad. Hi, Chad. All right, so Chad, we can get with you. Marco's going to send you an email here in just a second, discussing what we can do with your piece to get you set up. But looks like we're having some issues on the Affirm side of things. So it doesn't give me too many details here. I'm just looking at it on the mobile app, so I don't see all the full content that Marco does on the website. But Marco has your email, Chad, and he's got Connor as well linked in with getting your account finished and set up. So hang tight. Marco will shoot you an email here with kind of next steps for you, Chad. You guys, we still do have 2 of the number 2 offers available and 3 of the number 1 offers available for tonight. If there's any of you who are looking to get started still, please let us know. We got 21 of you live right now, 18 of you live. If typical profit margins, I know people charge differently for products. So Jess, yeah, this is a great question, but this is totally up to you. And it all comes down to how you want to position yourself. We have brands that sell the same sleep formula, same bottle. Some people sell it at a, 100%, 150% margin. Some people sell it at a 600% margin. So it depends on how you want to run your advertising, marketing, the website build that you want to do, how you want to make it look, and what you can do in telling your story. Ultimately, that's the key. So just the range is up to you, but the average MSRP report, you get access to that with the membership, which will show you exactly what the majority, the average client is selling that product for and what the margin is for them. It doesn't mean you have to follow suit. Some of our best clients sell one product in high volume and just change the quantity. And they do that through marketing. And some of our other clients that are still moving a ton of volume do it at a really high rate and a huge rip on the margin side. So it just totally is up to you, Jess, on how you do that. But yes, the MSRP report you do get access to with the membership tonight. And guys, if you're just joining us to get started tonight with our offers, we have 2 options. Option 1 is $19.97. You're going to get access to our entire catalog to select 20 products to start with. We will do the label design for those 20 products. We will get your website created. We will integrate your website with our fulfillment software, and you will be connected and ready to connect your merchant and start making sales. You'll also get a $2,000 product voucher credit. That is to offset the cost of products through PLDS orders, not bulk, not custom, but orders that come through your website directly integrated to us. Those orders, the cost of the product will be offset for you. And then option number 2 is $34.97. That includes a $3,000 product voucher. You get access to sell all 140 products. Website and a TikTok store included here. Option number 2. As you have questions, guys, as you're reading through the comments, if there's anything you still have questions for, I'm here. I'll here and hang out with you guys as long as you want to hang out. We're an hour 15 in. We'd love to finish out our week as we normally do and finish these remaining 5 memberships. We have 2 of the number 2 options still available, and we have 3 of the number 1 options still available. And then Marco, if you can just comment that you're emailing Chad next steps for him to get his $34.97 collected. That'll be great. Chad, I can send you a direct invoice. We can do that higher plan for any of you who want. I'll do this right now for any of you. Just comment if you want this. If you want the higher option, the $34.97, all in on my in-house team, not through a firm or any of the others, but we'll send you a 4-pay. We'll do $1,050 as a 4-pay. So 4 payments of $1,050. You got to make the first payment today. Second payment's 30 days from now. Third payment, 60 days from now. Fourth payment and final payment would be 90 days from now. But you can get started tonight. You can still get access to everything as long as we get that first payment taken care of on the webinar. So before the webinar ends, I can send out a direct invoice. We don't have a link for that, so I have to send out and create a custom invoice for that, and then we'll set you up with a subscription. But if you want that, please let me know. If anyone wants that for direct pay, let me know, and I can send out the first invoice here in just a moment. But you got to comment if you want it, because once the webinar ends, we won't be able to help you with that. And I'll just be here, guys. There's 17 of you still live. Let me know if you have questions. Happy to answer them. And if not, I'll sit here in silence and wait for you. Joseph said, I may have missed this, but if I want to add more products aside from the 20 initially, how does that work? So great question, Joseph. If you're on option number 1 and you do the $19.97, you get access to select your 20 products. You get to select your 20 products. We create those products for you and get them integrated for your store. If you want to add 5 more products, it's $197 for each 5 SKUs that you select. That is the same fee whether you're doing the design or if we're doing the design for you. It's basically we're charging you for the regulatory review to review the label, ensure there's no claims that are bad and that no one's going to get in trouble with the FDA, right? That's the process. $197 for 5, or essentially $40 per SKU. That includes the label, the digital mock-up for your website, and the regulatory review. All that's included in that fee. If you do offer number 2, you're going to get access to all 140. You start with 20, and then for every 50 sales you make, you unlock another 10 at no additional cost. It's just you got to make sales, and we do more work on the label side. Do sales, and do more work on the label side. Again, our top clients, guys, don't typically have more than 35 to 40 brands. I can't think of one brand, well, maybe one that has a lot of products listed. But typically the best way to separate yourself and make yourself different from all the other people that are out there selling supplements is to become the expert, to really niche down on a subject matter and become the expert and solve the problem for that group, and then market to that group and tell stories to that group and make sales to that group. That's the best plan forward. But that's the process. That's how it works. $197 for 5, or if you do the $34.97, there's no additional cost. It's just it's kind of gated access to the full catalog. We'll do the initial 20 labels for you. So start with the 20 you really want to launch with. Then once you have 50 sales, you get 10 more if you want to unlock other products. Totally up to you. Tommy, I'm assuming you're talking to Marco in terms of having Crystal reach out to you. Let me know if that's correct, and Marco can reply that he's taking care of that for you. Again, anyone that's interested in a 4-pay option for the option number 2, I can send you a direct link. With a 4-pay, there is, I believe it's 20% that gets added on top of that, broken into 4 payments of $1,050 direct payments. But that way you can get started today and still take advantage of this $3,000 product voucher. And I'm all caught up, guys. If you have more questions, please let me know. Hey guys, if you're still with me, go ahead and chime in on the messaging. Let me know you're still here. There's 14 of you on the live, waiting for any comments so I can provide answers to your questions. Help you guys check out. But if there's questions or concerns, or if you need help with anything, happy to do so. Just need to hear from you so we can take care of that. Rockstar, it looks like Marco's got you taken care of. He'll get with her tomorrow if the email has not yet been received. All right, guys, we're at 1 hour and 24 minutes right here, right now, since we've gone live. I'm going to go ahead and give us about 6 more minutes. So at 1 hour 30, we'll go ahead and shut off the webinar. If I don't hear from any of you, if there's no further questions, we won't take any of your background noise or make any noise for you in the background any further. So if you have interest in discussing any questions you have, or if you're waiting on a response, or if you need help with the checkout link, please let us know so we can be of service to you and get you guys started. We still have, that looks like 2 options of number 2, and now just 2 options of number 1 still available for tonight. So if you want to be one of the lucky 4 out of the 15 of you who are still here, please let us know and we'll get you rolling. If not, you're good to exit out. If you don't have any further questions or concerns, we'll go from there. If not, I will answer your questions if you ask them. Marco and I are here to help. Thanks, guys. Well, guys, you have no further comments. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the webinar for us. There's no sense kicking it. I'll give it another minute or two. And if not, we'll go ahead and end the live stream. But thank you guys for your attention. And we look forward to work with you guys. For those of you who are waiting on some links, Marco will be in touch with you if he hasn't already to get stuff taken care of. And we'll go from there. Look forward to working with you guys and serving you. I'll go ahead and leave this here. If you have any further comments or questions, please comment here right now. We're looking at 9:24. Keto Rockstars was the last comment I'm seeing. I'll go ahead and give this 2 or 3 more minutes, and we'll close out if there's no further comments. All right, guys, that's it for the evening. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you on the inside. For those of you who did not get started with us yet, it's never too late. You're always welcome to join us. So that's it for now. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening.